courtroom number 1. Alright, it's gotta be it. Now.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Miles Edgeworth. He better not show any signs of weakness today or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. Defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then.
If we may call up this witness, Your Honor, the prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court.
Sir, my name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir.
Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the detail of this murder.
Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by the window here.
And the cause of death?
Loss of blood due to being struck by a blood object, sir. The murder weapon was a stashed with a thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hand, sir.
The court accepts this statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue?
Now, Detective.
Yes, sir.
You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Could you tell me why?
Yes, sir. I had hard evidence. She did, sir.
Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence.
As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people already there, the defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and that lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness accounting describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the moment of the murder.
The very moment, you say. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Cross-examine what? Let's see a single contradiction in that testimony. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Right, let's give this a try. Something the matter?
No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination.
Bring it. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey.
Why is that? What's your reason?
We had a witness describing her.
Hold on, 1 second.
Yeah?
If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence. She did it, correct?
Her? Did I say that?
I heard you say it.
Did you say it?
You said it. Exactly what about the suspicion woman in pink claims was hard evidence?
Miss Brady isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink.
That's enough. Detective Gumshoe, why didn't you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages.
Yes. I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. It was something I should have told you in the first, Your Honor.
Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again.
After seeing the After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name.
Uh-oh.
How'd you like that? That's my part of evidence.
Dumbass.
Before we begin cross-examination, I have one question for you, Detective.
Your Honor?
Why did you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time?
I know, I'm real embarrassed about. I forgot. Honor, sir.
Good, you were careful. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination.
Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name.
Bitch. Detective Gumshoe. There's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You said that the victim, Miss Mayfair, wrote this note, and she was accusing the defendant Mayfair. That's really what you're saying?
What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks, now is it? Of course you wrote it. Who else would have?
You have it backwards, Detective.
I have this reading backwards.
Backwards?
The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, Detective. Immediately death to the blow from a lead object. She had died immediately. Oh, buddy, you're way out of this one, Detective.
Caterete pae, caterete, catere, cate.
Order, order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately should have had the time to write anything down.
Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When?
Why, the day after the murder, of course. Improvise.
It was the day after the murder.
The prosecution's point being,
That autopsy report is outdated. Honor? What? Second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to the blow from the blunt object. But there is a possibility that the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way! Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all.
I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you had something up your sleeve.
Sure.
Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have had to request a second autopsy report?
Mr. Wright, the defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution.
No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court.
Understood. The court accepts this evidence.
Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests that the victim has identified the killer.
I suppose that's an obvious conclusion, yes. Darn. Good.
The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes.
Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand.
exactly what part of her is innocent.
Witness, your name, please.
April May, at your service. Wink.
Order. An introduction should not require a reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanting to be.
Aw, yes, Your Honor.
It's not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom.
Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred?
Gee, well, I was like in my hotel room, tee. I checked in right after lunch.
And this hotel is directly across from the Fate and Cole law offices.
Oh, that's right, big boy.
Please testify to the court about what you saw.
It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know? And then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was a mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with long hair, she kinda slept. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy wink.
Very well, Your Honor.
Caterete pae, caterete, catere, cate.
I see. It is remarkably a solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any.
Wait. Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Wright?
what about my cross-examination?
I thought the witness testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you?
Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fay's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey! How dare you!
Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness?
Oh yeah, doing it.
I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination.
If only because I have feeling Edgeworth doesn't. She has to have some weakness.
Very well. You may begin your cross-examination.
It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know? And then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was a mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. When the woman dodged to one side and ran away, but that girl caught up to her and she hit her.
Right.
It was like 9 at midnight. I looked at the window, you know, and then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. And the girl was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair.
How do you know she was the defendant?
Well, you know, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay?
There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor.
He's right.
That testimony stinks.
What?
Miss May, I'm willing to bet that... For nothing! Did you really see the defendant at all?
Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Yes. What is the meaning? Somebody tell me because I'm clueless about this. I mean...
Okay, if you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fay, You would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her. And I am no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness testimony mentions neither of those things. Testimony is bogus.
What?
Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder.
She was, Your Honor. I saw her, and she did detect, and so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May?
What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling.
Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise. Wink.
Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her.
I did see everything I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her, and she hit her with the weapon. I saw it, I did. That clock, the Condescentually clock at Anchor, I think? Well, does that accuracy of my report not startle you? Tee hee.
I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination.
Caterete pae, caterete, catere, cate.
I did see everything I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her, and she hit her with that weapon. I saw it, I did. That clock, that kind of statue-like clock thinker.
Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing.
Revealing? Oh, you would like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer?
You just said that this statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too, and he was found guilty of murder.
Order!
Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock?
Oh,
The witness saw the matter with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with general concerns.
Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright.
No. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murders with these questions before. Well, only once.
Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. That was close. If he had stopped me there, the trial would be over.
huh? What? So, what happens now?
What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock?
Well, that's because I heard it. Yes, I heard it was the time.
So you've been to the law offices of Banco.
No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would you? What would I hear? I heard it from my hotel room, teehee. The law offices of Fate and Cole where the murder took place is very close to the hotel. She could have easily have heard the clock.
Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied?
Hell no.
No, Your Honor.
I can't give up now.
I'm not satisfied because Your Honor, members of the court. It is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. That clock is missing the clockwork.
How could you possibly just...
Take a look right now. Oh. See anything interesting, Your Honor?
It is as the defense says. This clock is missing the clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this?
It is as you can see, the clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar.
What?
Well, Miss May,
Tisk, tisk. Huh? What a show you put on us for Mr. Wright.
He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew.
I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask when was the clock removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction.
That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been empty after she heard it.
And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clock was removed?
Yeah. Oh, impossible, of course.
wish I have proof.
What?
Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening, and now I'll show you the proof you like so much. Take a look at this.
That's a very cute cell phone.
Oh, you have a girly phone.
Wait, this is mine. My phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder.
Order! The defendant's cell phone! If this wasn't brought to my attention.
Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it.
The good detective better remember he's up to evaluation soon.
I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's get a conversation. So, you just want me to hold on to the finger for you? If you could. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? You have to take the clockwork out, sorry.
Ooh, September 5th, 9:27 a.m.
Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clock was clearly gone by the time this was recorded. Which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just as you know, the weapon was a clock.
Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. Wait.
So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defendant have any objection, Mr. Wright?
Hell yeah, I do.
Liz claims that she had seen it before, but this directly contradicts the piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well,
Because my friend Larry made it.
it's simple. The clockwork was never in any store ever.
What?
A friend of mine made the clock. Only two exist in the world, and the one that isn't here is in police custody.
Impossible, everything is sold in stores.
Miss May, I think it's high time you shopping for a better excuse. Oh, excuses not on sale today?
Oh, scary.
What does it take you? Break your mind, Dad! It's 7 o'clock, doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it.
Whoa!
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm.
Oh, silly Grinch. Did I, lose it? I guess I did. Tee-hee, wink.
Scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the web was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have any opinion in this matter of behavior?
Okay, this is it.
Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you had heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock.
She heard?
This is correct, Your Honor. This is no other way she could have known to think it was a clock. And I can show you the proof.
Well, this is interesting. Let's see it. Then, show me evidence proving that the witness had heard the murder was a...
Was a clock.
Have a look at this.
Oh, Dad.
I found this in Miss May's room.
Busted.
Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is.
Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Phones. Were you not?
Your Honor, this is irrelevant.
I'm not entirely sure that this is objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap.
This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping the phone?
Absolutely.
Even if that was the case, which is not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I did not.
Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple.
What?
Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock.
Present a defendant's cell phone.
Yes, we've seen that.
Listen one more time to the cop says you're to the defendant and the victim.
Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on for me. Again? What is it this time? It's a clock. It's meant to look like the statue of the thinker, and it tells you the time.
Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you know the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong?
Your Honor, this is ridiculous.
Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defendant demands an answer.
Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May!
Shut up! I love you! Yes, you are right to talk to me like that! You liar! It's not fair, all of you ganging up on me like that. Also, I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it?
That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal with the final blow.
Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question.
Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Is it tippity-tapping ever irrelevant?
God, she's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say.
Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant.
While the court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped your phone?
Oh, I like to see her pull that.
Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you?
Damn, she's good.
Well, you were not the first man who thought that. And of course I can, and I will.
You can't be serious, no way.
Way, I say, way. Oh, I assure you, I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 p.m. at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from the sweet bellboy.
Room service?
Iced coffee, I believe. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have regular cold coffee.
Ice coffee.
Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Wink.
Although the witness is not on the scene at the time of the murder.
Oh no.
Caterete pae, caterete, catere, cate, caterete pae.
Where does that leave us?
It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, this is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fay, commit murder.
No, they're going to let her just walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well, come on, think of something.
Well, calling the bad boy.
The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
I think you've sunk in quite low enough already.
I've got the calling of the bellboy. Why? What is your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I consent to the calling the witness. Condition? If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, that she is innocent, and thereby you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fay. This is my condition.
What? Better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do?
What? Uh-huh. Well, on the game, and you just come. I'm playing game, yeah. Yeah.